Good evening, and welcome to another rambling episode of Diatribes from the Voice of Doom. Now here's your charlatan and mountebank host, Voice of Doom. Alright, I'm not going to even argue with the announcer anymore because he's right. I pretend to be a sage and I'm not. But I want to get to the nitty-gritty of the nature of life itself before it's too late. I mean, nobody will see this, but if they do, they may take heed and take precautions. Now, I wanted to talk about good and bad. And good and bad are not the ends of the spectrum. There's good and there's Buddhahood. I'm religious a bit. There's bad and there's evil. There's negative and positive forces in the universe. And some of the negative ones are just absolutely negative. And the positive are absolutely positive. I'm going to try to explain how life works in the universe as I understand it. And I'm probably going to be kind of wrong, but I'll give it a go. Now, I think most people, and I say people as the organisms on this planet that are able to distinguish right from wrong as opposed to other organisms that live by instinct. Most people are good. When you say good, you know what good is. Okay, do I have to go through it all? Every religion has their conscripts, has their, certain, not rules, just, rules of conduct in order to survive as a community. Do not kill each other. Do not rob from each other. If you start doing that kind of thing, you have a breakdown. And it has to be dealt with. And in the old days, they dealt with robbery in a very draconian and final way because they didn't have forensic, analysis and things of that nature. So when someone was guilty of stealing, they wanted to nip it in the bud, and it's like, we'll kill you because you're a menace to society. Now, I'm not saying that's the way to go to eradicate bad, but I am saying that there's more good people than bad people. And that's line in the middle, and they're not quite to the ends yet. We'll talk about evil later. But the problem is that more bad people can get away with more. They can cause more damage and cause more just turmoil than a bunch of good people just living their lives. Because when you're bad, you are going to be actively bad and create sadness, create someone else is going to be harmed. But when you're good, you might just live your life and not actively be good. Do you understand? Actively, like, do things to spread the goodness other than just, I don't do anything to anybody else. I live my life. I do my thing. I don't hurt anybody. I haven't, robbed or, I try to be fair with people. That's not good enough because the bad people decide I'm going to hit somebody over the head with something and take their money. So you got to be actively good. I don't know if you understand, but think about it. Instead of just, I'm a good person because I don't hurt anybody else. You got to do good things. Now, evil and Buddhahood. Well, I'm not going to talk about Buddhahood because it's too deep, and it's just the essence of understanding the interrelationship between life and all phenomena, and if you understand that, then everything else falls into place. And it doesn't take painful austerities. In fact, that's the wrong way to go. The right way to go is to honor the mystic law of cause and effect every day of your life, every minute of it. If you're always thinking about the mystic law of cause and effect, you're not going to go astray, because you're going to realize that it's going to come back and kick you in the ass. But let's talk evil now. Why people do things the way they do, or what they do, it's their karma, but they affect everybody else with their demons. And the only time it seems like they're sorry is when they're in the docket, and when they've been caught, and they're in chains, and then they're looking all contrite. And I don't know about evil people. I've seen many of them, not personally, but throughout my lifetime. Manson, this guy that just decided to ram through a parade. I mean, I wouldn't call him evil, because I think his karma, he's been in hell for millions of lifetimes. I mean, evil is very, if you take it as the opposite of Buddhahood, it's very evil. It's evil beyond even what we see in our government, and evil beyond what we see in the cabal and all these other people and all the big mucky-muck wingdings, the Soroses that are, manipulating our lives. There's an essence of evil, okay? And it's may not be natural. I mean, it's natural, but it's natural beyond what we understand as natural. See, that's the thing. Is if you have supernatural things going on, they're only supernatural because we don't understand them yet. And I have faith in that. And if I didn't, I don't know what I'd do, because I have faith in the fact that if I do good, or try to do good and try to help, I'm going to have another lifetime in my next, as I progress. It's not being born in the sewer of Afghanistan, not being born in Sudan, not being born somewhere where you're sold into slavery when you're 5 years old, where you don't understand anything about being human, because you're just a piece of furniture, you're just an object. And it's wrong, and that's kind of getting toward the evil I'm talking about. It's a thing that permeates a certain culture or a certain mode of thought that may not be individual, but just all together. Schicklgruber had a dream about his country being supreme, and the way he went about it was bad, but he got everybody else to join in with him through a series of intimidation, and the evil became, a real thing, even though you can't really lay it on any one single person. The evil was, I don't know how to explain it. It's a manifestation. It becomes, an entity within a society when you all start to kowtow to the dictates of whatever is making you kowtow, because you don't want to go to the concentration camps. You don't want to be dragged away in the middle of the night. And we're kind of getting to that point in what used to be the United States. And I'm not going to say who's evil and who's not and who's good. I'm just going to say that things are getting out of hand, and it might be part of a bigger plan that kind of goes beyond who we think is running this country, well, what used to be this country. It's all almost over. So I'm going to get into some esoteric, existential stuff because I'm telling you, in 5 days, it's going to start. People are going to realize the conflagration is here. There's going to be pestilence. There's going to be pandemics like you never saw before. They're going to shut us down again. And nobody's going to want to do it because they're going to say, no, you did it once before and it was a fraud, and now you're doing it again and telling us to get these shots and telling us this and that. And now there's a new variant with 30 mutations in that one variant. And I'm not even talking about whatever the other things that are coming. The pestilence on this planet is palpable and it's real. And people can spin things any way they want, but when everybody starts kind of dying, they're going to take heed and they're going to be on their knees. I'll be on my knees too, but not to the same entity that they are worshiping or begging for salvation. So I'm ready for it. I know it's coming, so I'm not going to be surprised. And good and bad, and Buddhahood and evil. It's very deep. I want to do a little more research because I could probably get more interesting about it. I gave you the essence of it, that, people do bad things, people do good things, but you really have to, my main thesis is the good people have to be actively good and do 10 good things every day. Like, think about, I'm going to do something good, I'm going to be nice, I'm going to give this person a little extra, I'm going to help this person, I'm going to, this guy needs a ride, okay, whatever. And even help people that when you don't have to, not just your friends, but just like, I'm going to go to the soup line, I'm going to go to the old folks' home and volunteer, I'm going to do whatever. Because the evil people have more power just by the fact that one evil act totally overshadows 100 good people. But if they are actively good, you see, it's human revolution. And I don't want to have to belabor it. Go back to my other diatribes and discover what human revolution is. Everybody's got to improve, little by little, every single person. And even the evil or the bad people that run over people have to improve. Because you never know what could happen. You just don't know. So there's room for redemption, and everybody lives forever, so you've got next lifetime to pay off what you did. And I don't want to think about the karmic retribution. I want to think about what led up to this person being born in the situation he was, that he's a career criminal, and then goes off the deep end and runs through some people. That's his problem. He's his own entity, and he better deal with it, because otherwise there's going to be millions of lifetimes of the same crap. And I didn't say anything. I think I said a lot. But I'm going to let it go at that, because I can say more about this, and I'm going to do a little more research so I can kind of explain how the universe works. Because it's not that complicated. All right, then. Enjoy the night. Thank you.